tremor hit without warning, a sickening lurch that sent us raining from the low ceiling of the maintenance tunnel. Rhys reacted instantly, shoving Amelia against the far wall as the ground bucked beneath their feet. Carville, already leaning heavily on his cane, stumbled but managed to maintain his balance, his face pale with exertion. "Another one," he gasped, his voice strained. "These are getting frequent." Rhys ignored him, his eyes scanning the tunnel ahead. The collapse they'd narrowly avoided had left a pile of rubble blocking their intended route, further restricting their already cramped path. He risked a glance back at Amelia, concern etching his features. The resonance seemed to be intensifying her discomfort. She gripped her temples, the grimace contorting her face. "How much longer?" she mumbled, her voice tight with pain. "I need to assess the glyphs, the protective measures fluctuating." "We're not stopping," Rhys stated firmly, though his tone softened slightly. "We find another way out. These tunnels are unstable. Vogel is pushing the pyramid to its limits." He raised his revolver, using it to leave away small pieces of debris from the blockage. The air hung thick with dust, making it difficult to see, but the urgency of their situation spurred him onward. "There's something different about this tremor," Carl observed, his gaze fixed on the walls. "It feels deliberate." He pointed to a faint, almost imperceptible scratching on the rock face, barely visible beneath a layer of grime. Rhys examined it closer, recognizing a familiar pattern. "Glyphs," he confirmed. "A barrier. It had been activated." The glyphs were intricate, unlike any Amelia had previously encountered. They pulsed with a faint, blue light, creating an unsettling sense of containment. "It's more than just a barrier," Amelia said, her voice weaker than before. "It's our cage. Vogel is amplifying the resonance to power it. This is part of his plan." A guttural growl echoed from the darkness ahead, followed by the scraping of claws on stone. A monstrous silhouette began to materialize in the gloom, its eyes burning with an unholy green light. "What asterisk is asterisk bad?" Rhys breathed, his hand tightening on his revolver. "A guardian," Carlo replied grimly. "Another of Vogel's creations. Something ancient." The creature lunged, a blur of shadow and teeth. Rhys fired, the shot echoing through the tunnel, but the bullets seemed to have little effect. It roared in defiance, its monstrous form blocking the only apparent escape route. "We can't fight it head-on," Rhys declared, dodging a swipe of its razor-sharp claws. "It's too strong. We need a diversion." He glanced at Carlo, a silent plea passing between them. Carlo nodded, his face grim. He raised his cane and hurled it towards a crumbling section of the tunnel wall, hoping to trigger a collapse. The tactic worked, partially. A shower of rock and debris momentarily distracted the creature, giving Rhys a brief opening to advance. "Amelia, focus on the glyphs," he shouted over the din. "Can you disrupt the field? We need to disable it to get past." Amelia, despite her weakened state, concentrated her efforts. She reached out, her mind probing the intricate patterns of the glyphs. The resonance pulsed within her, threatening to overwhelm her, but she persevered, pushing against the invisible barrier. "It's reinforced with dark energy," she gasped, sweat beading on her forehead. "I need more time, the frequency it's shifting." Suddenly the deep, resonant voice echoed through the tunnel, seemingly emanating from the very stone around them. "Foolish mortals. You cannot escape your destiny. Vogel's power extends beyond your comprehension. The shadows will consume you." Rhys recognized the voice instantly, the chilling baritone of the Shadow Lord himself, amplified and distorted by Vogel's manipulations. "He's mocking us," Rhys snarled, raising his revolver again. The creature renewed its attack, its movements swift and brutal. Rhys fired again, forcing it back momentarily. Amelia strained, fighting against the overwhelming resonance. "And almost there," she whispered. "Just a little further." With a final, desperate surge of will, she managed to disrupt the frequency of the glyphs. The blue light flickered and died, and the barrier dissolved, revealing a narrow crevice in the tunnel wall, their only potential escape. But the creature, enraged by the disruption of the barrier, roared and lunged forward, blocking their path. Rhys knew they couldn't defeat it in a direct confrontation. They needed a miracle,